What's good, y'all? We back with another video, man. Today we got red hair, audacity. I said this here wrong. Feminist red hair has the audacity. I guess you could say something like that. I don't know. The audacity of this red hair feminist. You feel me? You know how these feminists get in Western society. You know how they get. So we finna get into the video. This is for me.
I know from raising my son that he needs both me and his mother in his life. So when someone who hasn't had children is telling me, oh no, kids don't need both their parents, I find it laughable because I tell you something, most parents will tell you that they know that their child needs both parents in their life. For you to say something like that makes no sense to me as a parent. It doesn't make any sense.
I have kids in my family that were raised single parents and whatever, or some kids in care and stuff like that. I feel like it's laughable that you just said, oh, my life is this, so you're wrong.
It's not. That's not what he's saying. He's saying my life. He's saying my life is this, and stats back it up.
It's not about me. What about the statistics? It's about what the results are.
Because the way you're going, it's just like I believe what I believe, regardless of any stats.
It is better.
So you can see whatever stat, you're still going to think what you think.
Yeah, because I think you can't generalize anything in the world. I don't think anything can be generalized.
You can't.
You have to generalize, like unless you're a therapist giving specific advice, like you have to generalize.
I think people are too individual to even.
You're saying you can't generalize.
You can't say women are this. You can't say so and so is out.
You can't say children prefer milk. You can't say, you know what I mean? You can't say anything. What do you mean you can't generalize?
I just feel like I don't say anything. I don't say women are this or dogs are that or whatever is this. I just say that thing there is this and that's it. And I don't generalize.
Do dogs bark?
Some don't. My dogs bark. Some don't.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
So now you would just argue just to be right in a conversation.
That's what I'm saying,
you know dogs bark. But for you to say, oh, some don't, it's like you know that's what
then you
just want to be right in every situation.
Yeah. Because if you can't generalize at all, then you can't argue anything.
I'll take that back, and I will just say you can't generalize men and women and families.
I also think there's a difference between ideal and realism, like the reality of people's situation.
Exactly.
I think a lot of women would love to be married, but they're realistically.
But they made poor choices to not get there.
Maybe they did get married, and maybe it was a bad time.
Western society women, bro, they, you know what I'm saying? By around it, I'm gonna give y'all the story, right? Okay, she like 20, 21, 22 years old. She had opportunity on good men's, right? You know, nah, pass it up, man. Live your life, man. Come when you like 40 or 50 years old, you turn it over at night. Ain't nobody by your side, you know what I'm saying? Dang, man, maybe I should have went for that, man. I was 20, 22. It's over with now. You feel me? Your whole life is done. You might still have a chance, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. The chances are real slim.
You know, you never know the situation. But being a single mom is a lot of work, especially if you have like 3 kids.
Yeah, so
you've got to pay for them.
You don't end up as a single mom by accident.
Yeah, so I'm saying like don't pick it. So don't pick. That's a choice.
Yeah, you don't end up as a single mom by accident.
Like, and you choose who you sleep with.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think
maybe
if that husband was better, she wouldn't have left.
Oh, it's his fault.
Why is it always the husband? Maybe if she was better, she wouldn't have left.
I think if they both worked on it, then yeah, I think we can both agree people should work on their relationships before calling it quits.
Bro.
But there's a reality and idea.
Exactly.
I think women should be more discerning when deciding which men they should get involved.
Okay, but women have only recently earned, like, over the last, like, 20, 30 years, right? Which isn't a long time period in the grand scheme of things, especially generational. It's 2 generations.
Fair enough,
it's 2 generations,
the consequences will still be there.
Yeah, it's 2 generations.
What does that have to do with me today? I'm a woman. What does that have to do with me today?
Women had to rely on men for, like you said, financial support to be able to work, to be able to live, essentially. And as we've come out of that,
that's back then, though.
Like 40, 50 years, right?
Good now.
As we've come, probably a bit longer. No, about 50, 60 years to say that. And they had to rely on settling to be able to get a man to be able to support them. So we are still shifting out of that mindset where you settle for something that maybe isn't that great because you have to be supported. You have to have this nuclear family situation. I grew up with 2 parents in the house. I grew up with a relative, 2 parents who were incredibly functioning society, but I was suicidal by the time I was 12. So having 2 parents doesn't blanketly assume that you're going to be happy. Like those statistics that you read off, it's not necessarily because the kid had a single mother.
Yeah, but it's just a better process. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Where you live, like different aspects. It's not just about having a single mother.
I've got a question for you,
Yeah,
all the girls on the panel. So, I learned this a couple of weeks ago that women are very picky when it comes to men. My question is, if you were given the choice, would you marry a guy you're not attracted to, knowing that he's going to stay in the relationship? And Pearl, feel free to reframe my question if you feel I'm saying it wrong. Or, so would you marry a guy that you're not attracted to, but you know he's going to stay there, he's going to provide and everything? Or would you marry the guy that's cheated multiple times, but you are madly in love with him? Who would you be with?
That's a boundary. But if you're cheating,
I'll go first.
how do you?
Personally, I would say neither, and because I've been in both of those situations where I've had someone who would be a perfect option, but I wasn't attracted to them, and I've had someone that I've been madly in love with who fucked around with me, essentially. I've been in both those situations, and I think the issue is people have to think they have to settle for those situations.
So, which one?
Neither.
Neither.
Sorry, I don't know if it's a cop-out, but I wouldn't choose either. I'm not doing it. I would rather be on my own.
All right,
if those are my two options.
If you could give me one, life on the line, one. That
I would choose the one I'm not attracted to.
Cool.
Me too.
Okay.
Yep.
I think I also have to say neither. I'm not somebody who's ever necessarily.
You gotta pick one, bro.
If your life is on the line, pick one.
I'd rather die.
I think that's
honestly, like the way you guys are answering, like that's why 50% of women over 30 are single and childless.
Thank you, bro.
Because they want to be. It's a decision.
It's not necessarily because they're also the least happy group when they hit like 45 or 50.
Correct.
Because like the party runs out.
Yeah,
someday no one's lining up to date you at a certain age.
And it's not really a decision.
After 35, you ain't got one. So
from what I can see, it seems like the crux is you need to understand that just because you don't like your options doesn't mean you should gaslight yourself.
At the 40, I ain't gonna lie, you pushing it. You pushing.
Yeah, and your options are just that's your level. So like if you don't like the guys you can date, then like you should probably try to improve yourself.
But yeah, and I completely agree with that. I believe you should work onto yourself until you're ready to be in a relationship that you want, and that's why I would rather be alone until I'm ready for a relationship that's going to be reciprocal in all ways. And I think that's the mindset. It shouldn't be about whether people are going to settle for a relationship or anything like this. People should be open to working on themselves, be open to like not being judgmental and being about love.
Do you think at a certain age though, it's kind of just like okay, like let's say 32. You only really have till 35 if you want to have kids, and you don't have geriatric pregnancy is like $20,000 a year. So the average person can't afford that. If you want a family, you want kids. Do you think there's a certain age where you kind of look around and be like, you know what? I don't think my options are going to get better than this because I'm just getting older.
For centuries.
That's it. Okay, I often say. I know you can end it like that.
Because a lot of times, like when we say settle, like maybe he's settling for her. Like, how can we just say women are settling and that's your level? I think that's like saying a guy saying, oh, I didn't get a Victoria's Secret model, so I settled.
Yeah.
I think settling. Okay, but I think settling for appearance is different in terms of settling for the way someone behaves. Yeah. So the way someone treats you. If you're settling for someone who doesn't treat you the way you deserve to be treated, who isn't present, who doesn't show up, or treats you the way you want to be treated, then you're settling for yourself. And I think the idea is that we have limited options, which we don't.
So if women are also attracted to different things.
Yeah. So if women hate men that don't treat them right, then why do we all seem to date them?
Correct.
Trauma, generational trauma, a whole bunch of stuff. So many different things. No, it's not an excuse. It's genuinely what's going on.
Women are attracted to bad boys.
Yeah.
Right?
And
at a certain age, generally, women are attracted to bad boys. So women see red flags in men. They see a certain type of man.
It's subconscious for women to just be attracted to more bad people. I mean, bad men than good men. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can see a good man that you know gonna treat you right, but you'd rather have a bad guy because you got some type of, I don't know, kink you wanna. You feel me? Like you never know. Like
we know it's Western. Yeah. And they still go for that type of man.
Do you know about attachment theory, by any chance?
Go on.
How we pursue relationships that remind us of our earliest relationships.
It's like anxious attachment, like
that sort of thing, right? So especially in terms of like anxious attachment and that sort of thing, you tend to seek relationships where even if someone's treating you negatively, you think you're the problem. So you do anything you can to change yourself to match that behavior, and that's why women stay in relationships, because they have this self-deprecating view of themselves.
So are they broken?
Insecurity. I wouldn't say broken. I don't like the word broken.
Well, because that's what the show's
unhealed.
about.
Unhealed. I would say unhealed. No, but I would make that point. I don't think society is broken. Unhealed and broken are very different things.
I think
so
very
different
things.
But you don't think if you keep dating bad partner after bad partner, like maybe it's you. Maybe
do you know
maybe
how deep the trauma goes for someone to constantly put themselves in that situation where they constantly make the wrong choice?
Yeah, but after a while.
So deep, and that can be so subconscious. It's so difficult to consciously bring to mind if you don't have the right people talking to you about it, the right therapy.
Or you could just make better,
it's not an excuse. It's even if it is an excuse, a genuine excuse that people deal with. People
not really.
At the end of the day, you have to take
I have an anxious attachment style, but I'm not gonna blame that on my poor choices. Like I'm just gonna say that was a poor choice, and I'm gonna learn from it. I'm not gonna say
like she's trying to use like, what's the word? She's trying to use like different alibis, I guess you could say, and try to rise her argument to make it sound a little better. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to manipulate, bro.
Yeah, like no. I mean, I could do a whole sob story about how I had 10 siblings.
It's not a sob story. You can acknowledge the poor choice and still like see that you can make better. Some people just can't see that.
Or you could just say, oh, this is a poor choice. This is on me. This is my fault. I'm gonna move on.
Some people don't have the ability to be able to do that.
Everyone has the ability.
You make that assumption.
It's a choice.
It's not.
Choice.
Some things are so deeply. I'm gonna say yes, but I don't like the word
human sense, bro.
I also think
broken.
When
you learn that when you like 5 through 10
But it's not just broken women. It's broken men. It's broken people.
No, but
it's not just broken women.
Okay, so you're talking about anxious attachment styles.
Yeah.
We're talking about women who choose men.
Yeah.
Right. When women choose women have babies by these men. Right.
Sometimes.
So like. Well, generally, women are having babies, right? So if they're choosing these men, having babies by these men, what are these children going to be? That's what I said. What are these children going to be like? Because the next generation that is going to be raised in this society, the next generation that matters in the society, is the children, okay? And so, like I said, if the women are broken, you are going to raise a broken society.
The men are involved in that too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, but hang on.
But
you were telling me that it's okay to raise a child without a man.
Yeah,
so you're saying men are involved, but you don't want the man involved.
No, I'm not saying that's a blanket.
So then what are we doing here?
I don't want to say like either way it goes, damn you do, then
are we doing the whole single mother thing? Are we being broken? Are we raising broken children? What are we doing?
I don't understand how women are broken because they choose bad men, so that means broken society. But bad men, they're just being chose. The bad men are there. That's the subject.
But bad men are broken too.
But the majority of men are good men.
Ooh,
it's a very small percentage of men that are sleeping with all the women. Like it's a very if you want a guy that's over 6 foot, that's 15% of men. You want him to be cute, cut that in half. You want him to make money, cut that in half. It's a very small percentage of men that are sleeping with all the girls. Like every girl has a guy in their friend zone that would treat them well, and they know would treat them well, and they know likes them.
Exactly.
And it's like we don't.
It's like, bro, I don't understand. Like I don't understand, bro. Like you. So say you shoot your shot at a female, right? She know you gonna do her. You feel me? But then she get with the other nigga, then she texting you talking about something. Man, he cheated on me. He cheated on me. Boom, boom, boom. Like. What? Like, I don't understand, bro. I just don't understand, bro.
And then we're gonna cry because the guy we picked is bad to us. But you could have picked the guy in the friend zone.
Exactly. Like, bro, I couldn't. You couldn't. She said it. She said it first.
Balls thanked you yet? They have 20% off on all man.
Thank me, what? Bro, like, anyways, bro. Like I said, bro. Western woman.
Products are
Western woman.
Like the plat.
Western woman might be over with, bro. If you are like in a Western society and you are a woman and you cracking the age of like 30, 35 and you going older, might be over with for you, bro. Ain't gonna lie. You know? But man, I like that video a lot though. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, junk crazy around here. Hopefully y'all like the video. Yeah, bro. Till next time.